All right. I'm doing a excursus, a Korean feminist reading of John chapter 4, 1 through 42 by John K. Kim. Basically, Kim is comparing the dialogue between Jesus and the Samaritan woman with the experience of a Korean woman who followed their GI husbands to America. And almost right away, Kim gets into the victimization of the Samaritan woman. And I'll try not to go too long on this like I have been because we have read it. But I just want to point some things out. You know, right away when Jesus talks to her, she acts very inappropriately. She says, "Who are you? Why would someone like you talk to someone like me?" I quoted that wrong. Please do not quote me on this. But she says something that someone like her wouldn't normally say to someone like him. So already we get this idea of who she is. Um, and Jesus is giving her a spiel. And later on she gives this big reveal of her shameful past. She's had 5 husbands, many divorces, which isn't looked well upon. I mean, probably isn't looked well upon today, so you can only imagine what it was like, for her. But because of this, Jesus reveals, who he is, and that's cool. Um, but because of that, she's like, okay, well, you're this kind of guy. Well, she brings up, what about places of worship? And right away, her question is taken into completely different context. She's sort of ignored by Jesus. But later on, I'm once again skimming the story. She's bringing her people to see Jesus, and they're ignoring her. He's ignoring her. They're ignoring her. And at the end of the story, we still don't know anything about her. We don't know anything about these divorces. She isn't giving any leeway. She isn't giving any light. She's just sort of come and gone. That's it. That's all we get. And so now we get into the Korean side. And during Korean colonial times, when it was under colonialism, it has been taken over by China and Japan, and just all these invasions and conflicts. And during these invasions, many Korean women were, used, and like the Japanese soldiers, especially, used them for just sexual intercourse, just like toys. They were toys for these soldiers. They weren't women. And after they were done, these women, even by their people, weren't considered women anymore. They weren't considered respectful in any way because of something that was not under their control. Well, later on, we have the American soldiers coming in, and they're doing a lot of the same thing with these women, who are in these whorehouses. But it's okay if the Americans do it because Americans are cool, I guess. Um, they're giving they're giving all this awesome propaganda that makes Americans look great. So we get, and so because the Korean women get this attachment with these men, they tend to fall back to America. They get married and all that great stuff, but they come to America and it's such a big cultural difference. They don't know the language. They're being victimized because of who they are and what's been going on. They're being victimized because they were in a whorehouse. They're being victimized because they're coming to America. They're being victimized because of what had happened to them that was out of their control. And it's very similar to the Samaritan woman because both these sides are being put down for something that should be seen as very normal. I think I'm going to stop there because this video is 5 minutes long, which is shorter than my other ones. So I hope this was good enough.